Hey guys, we're on my floor right now, and I should probably mute that just in case it goes back to the cable. Anyway, another thing to get out the way. My hair is prepped for a hairstyle that I'm hoping is gonna come out how I think it's gonna come out tomorrow. Um, Tomorrow isn't like a special day. Baby usually comes on Saturdays if he has the, that's what she said. But if he has Saturdays off, he's usually here on Saturdays. But he wants me to cook him something, so we're gonna make burgers. We might make it like sliders or normal burgers, and I'm gonna make some mac and cheese for him. It'll be the first time I'm making him mac and cheese for real, like from scratch. So it's gonna be interesting. I'm following a thing from TikTok, but probably the one that you're thinking of. It's like, it's Teeny's recipe, but another girl remade it with like chicken bouillon. That's the one I want to follow. But yeah, so it's nothing special, but you know, did that, put my nails on. We are trying black French tips. Baby bought these for me, so we're gonna give them a shot. So far, it's not that I don't like them, because I do. It's just that it kind of bothers me that I can see the whites of my own like nail. I don't know if like you'll be able to see that. You can kind of see the whites of my own nail, and I don't really like that too much. But anyway, the reason I'm sitting here in front of an unfinished art project and Baby Yoda in my sweater, he's so cute, is because I have not been able to like I have not been able to handle my anger properly as of lately. I feel like my mental took such a like deep dive this week. I literally crashed and burned. I kid you not, y'all. Like, I literally crashed and burned this week. I'm not even gonna front. Like, it was a bad week. It was a really bad week for me. And what I noticed, what I learned from my experience this week, is that I can't keep my cool in a safe space anymore. And like, I'm gonna try to explain that. So my room, for instance, when no one is here, like right now, and I'm just chilling recording this video, I feel like I can do anything, scream, cry, throw a fit, whatever. Like, I could do whatever, because like my room is my safe space, especially when nobody is here. But even when people are here, I cry, I break down, I have my fits, stuff like that. Like, it's all in this room. When I'm with my boyfriend or talking to my friends, or out with my sister, those, you know, I feel safe, you know, like expressing my feelings and things like that to, you know, the purest degree, because outside of them, like, I can't really talk to anybody about like my feelings and stuff, let alone in person. Outside of my sister and my boyfriend, like in person, I can't like relinquish a lot of emotion and feelings. All my friends, the friends that I have, don't live in this state. So it sucks. And so I've noticed that as of lately, like, I am going off the rails when people are like pissing me off, or when I'm feeling anger or irritated. Like, I'm so fucking snappy. Like, so snappy. And you know, whether it's justified or not, like, that's a different thing. A lot of my anger does come from justified reasons, like people that I work with and situations with work. Like, those are the things that have been making me scream in the back of my apartment building, but we're not gonna talk about it. Like, it drives me off the wall, but it's only because I have that one factor that makes me comfortable. Because if my sister wasn't there, I wouldn't be screaming. I wouldn't be outside, period, but like, I wouldn't be screaming. If my boyfriend wasn't here, I wouldn't be relinquishing my feelings, and I wouldn't be comfortable explaining as much as I do, or I wouldn't be comfortable being so like nitpicky and like blunt and to the point about like how I feel, even if it kind of catches him off guard, and like that's not okay, but I couldn't control it as easy. But I only do that because I feel comfortable with him and like shit like that. But I wouldn't do it if I didn't have that comfort value. And I feel like I need to kind of like cap that. I don't know if that makes sense. Like, you shouldn't feel like you need to cap how much you just like release into the world when you're like with people that you're comfortable with and shit like that and you trust. But I do feel like there's a difference and there needs to be a cap when it comes to the specific emotion, because when it comes to anger, and for me, I don't have the space to release it on a daily or in a healthy way. So a lot of the time it's just pent up. It's pent up. It like aquí. And when I'm given that like safe space, I like explode. And I feel like I need to kind of learn how to reel it in a little bit, because it's okay to like, you know, unleash it, but not everyone can handle it, and definitely not so consistently back to back super long. But that's so hard for me to like kind of work through. Like, the main thing that I was thinking about a lot this week was how I really wished, and I was this close to reaching out to my old psychiatrist, but I don't know if that's like legal or allowed to like reach out to an old psychiatrist. Like, I kind of just stopped seeing him out of the blue because I just ran out of health insurance. Like, I ran out of health insurance. I had to stop taking my antidepressants, had to stop seeing my psychiatrist, and the whole thing. And it was hard because like he was one of the first people that I got that I actually felt comfortable like sharing my stories and my life with, and like how my brain works. I didn't feel like I had to kind of put up a front to talk about specific things. He kind of understood that like my brain was always on overdrive, and what he was about to tell me I probably already told myself, and so we were very much aligned. So it sucked that I couldn't see him anymore, but I felt like, you know, I had gotten enough tools and stuff in cahoots with the development of my brain, because it's just always going, to be able to like handle the next progressions of life and stuff. But I need him, like I do, and it sucks that like I can't, you know, have those conversations with him, even because, especially in the first place, I didn't meet with him as much as I needed to meet with him either. Like, I only got like an hour with him every 2 weeks, and usually it wasn't the full hour because we would spend so much time just catching up and just like having good conversations. But this week, like, I felt so close to like calling him and being like, I don't know if this is allowed, and I know I'm not your patient anymore, but like I'm struggling. But yeah, like I obviously I didn't do that because I don't know if that's okay. But yeah, it was hard. Like, it was a hard week. And so it's like, that's why I feel like I've been conditioned to cry when I'm angry, because when I'm angry I can't scream, and like I can't react, and I can't like go do something to blow off that steam. When I'm angry, I have to stay so complacent, and I have to stay here. And I can't express it. Like, lately I've been noticing how much I'm telling my boyfriend, like, I wish I could break something. Like, I need to break something right now. When I'm irritated, or when I feel like I'm just being pushed to like my limit. I texted him the other day, this week, that I wanted, that I had all the rage inside me to cut a tree down and stab it repeatedly. Like, I mean, I would love to do that, but not for this intent. Like, I can go chop a tree down. I'm learning how to make fire and chop firewood, not like to release rage. But that's what I would like to do, but instead, like, all I can do is cry. And that's why when I get angry, I feel like the tears are immediately there, but I have to kind of be like, bitch, like, fucking stop. Because, like, you're perfectly fine. But anyway, I feel like I just talked so fast for the past 9 minutes. But I don't know if that, like, makes any sense or anything. It's just, I don't know. And I've also been like kind of debating with myself, like, how like on the internet and like online am I, because I know that I'm not on the internet like so many hours of the day. Like, I'm fucking busy, I have a job, I have shit to do, I'm always on the phone with one of my coworkers, like the whole thing. But I somehow watch enough to catch all the references, and like I somehow watch enough YouTube to like know all the drama and like kind of know all the new lingo. And like lately, these past couple months is the most that I have ever felt like I could probably assimilate with people my age or close in person than I've ever felt. Like, I graduated high school, spent a couple years with like everybody going off to college and doing their own thing and all that shit, and I was just stuck in here literally going stir crazy with nobody, and barely any human interaction. And so for a while I was just like, could I even like really like fuck with people my age right now? Like, let's be for real. Like, I don't think I could. And there was times where it was justified for me to feel that way as well. A lot of people my age and being in New York are very out of touch. So that was definitely justified. And I am someone that always preferred, and when I was younger was always just around adults and having conversations with adults and all that stuff. They always loved talking to me and picking my brain and shit. So that's what I've always been used to. But you know, you have your friend group in high school, you kind of imagine going to college, and you know, you've been going to parties and shit, you've been talking to a lot of people, and like you be doing stuff, and now you just don't, and now you're not a part of that crowd and you feel so disconnected. But lately, now that I have only thrown like 2 extra people to talk to in my rotation, and I've, you know, have a full like system of people to talk to at work, it feels so much easier for me to connect with people my age specifically than it did before. But I don't know how much of that is just like being around people and like constantly talking all day now versus being quiet and still watching the same amount of stuff, but you know, only talking to 2 people. But that's been a weird thing to think about, because I also have to keep reminding myself, like, people can talk to me for a couple months, you know, but that doesn't mean that they know me. Like, there's a couple people that, you know, now I've known and been friendly with for a couple years, but they don't really know me. But I always feel like people should. Like, sometimes I feel like I post enough about me that you should know. Like, sometimes I feel that way. And it sucks because I know that I only feel that way because all of my old friend groups and stuff, like, you know, I was very much myself, but nobody really like knew me at the end of it, you know? Like, they all just really misconstrued me and my character, and like I just wasn't like as important as like a lot of other people in the friend group, or at least that's how I felt. But yeah, so it's always made me feel like, you know, like nobody fucking listens to me, like nobody's really paying attention, you know. Even in my relationship now, like I feel like subconsciously I'm just like built into my head to be like, oh, but like he didn't like notice that, so like he's really not paying attention to me. But then I sit with it and I'm like, bro, he just did this and that over there like the other day, like what the fuck are you talking about? And yeah, obviously these are things between me and my head. And he is not like relayed back to him, but like I do have to catch myself sometimes and be like, you know, like don't trip out, like that's not your life anymore, and that's not the headspace you need to be in anymore. Like, you're way more protected now, and like kind of needing to notice like the things that I notice and I want for myself, and like how I want to be treated. Like, they're all ways that I can do for myself when I'm finally at a good financial point to do it for myself. But just because I feel like I jot down things people love, and like I jot down, you know, everything about somebody in order to like give you the best gift ever. That doesn't mean somebody else is gonna do that shit. And it's just really a give and take. Like, I feel like I've just given so much of myself to every single friend that I had up until the end of high school. Just so much of myself, like every aspect, like whatever you needed, I was there, no matter how uncomfortable it made me. And it has caused so many repercussions for like how I want to be and what type of adult I want to be. But I know that got me. I did reconnect with an old friend, and you know, I'll be moving soon and all that stuff. So like I'm making good progress socially in my life now, instead of, you know, being so isolated like I was. It's definitely thanks to my job. And yeah, I don't know. I've just been talking, but I don't know. Anyway, my mom and everybody else went to Costco, and I bet your bottom dollar that they're gonna ask me to put all that shit away. But I got my nails on that I literally just put on like 2 hours ago, that I'm trying not to fuck up, and she knows that. So hopefully I don't, but I'm not about to do anything that will fuck them up, so I'm gonna leave whatever I need to leave alone. But I'm just waiting on them to get back. A package might potentially be here as well, so I'm also waiting on that. But yeah, I just wanted to talk to you guys, like, about, you know, just my frustration and all that stuff. I don't know, like, it was definitely a hard week, and it's just, I feel like being left alone for so long, which when I say that, obviously there's like layers to it, and I'm not like actually for real like isolated, but it's very complex. And you know, maybe I'll get more like into it and like lay it out better in another video. Personally, I don't feel comfortable doing that while I'm still living here, so it might not be for a good couple months before I really break all that down. But internally and just like with myself, I've been very alone. And you know, I am a very spiritual person. I'm someone that very much does believe in enlightenment and things like that. So I do feel like I do think and operate in a different sense than a lot of people. And it's all because I've just been able to sit with myself for so long. And so I think because I have been able to sit with myself for so long and I enjoy my company so much, I'm super chatty with myself, that if I love you and I want to like talk to you, I'm super chatty with you too, and I don't know how to stop. Like, it's just so much talking, because like when all you do is talk to yourself and you get like that external person to talk to, it's like you just want to unload everything on it. And like my boyfriend lets me talk and talk, but I can only talk his ear off so much, you know. I do gotta keep him for the rest of my life, so I don't want to use up all my words. But it is difficult, because I feel like I could just talk for hours and hours and hours if I'm around like the right people and in the most comfortable setting. But yeah. Oh no, you see, that's a sign that we're about to hit the 20-minute mark, so I should probably sign off now. If I can set you guys back up. We'll pull Baby Yoda in and we'll say bye. I am gonna try to keep posting consistently. My job is very big on just like personal achievements and like doing stuff for yourself throughout the weeks and things to look forward to. So I'm hoping to incorporate like weekly videos for real now. I think that'll be a really good thing, just some weekly rundowns on just how I feel that week and all that stuff, you know, whatever comes to mind. But just putting something out, I think is gonna be very good for me to add into my schedule so that I don't overwhelm myself with work. But yeah, so I'm gonna sign off now. I'm gonna keep hitting, and I'm gonna watch a lot of YouTube videos. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed me chatting. If you made it to the end, nobody usually does, but I'll throw this in there anyway. If you make it to the end, you should comment the number 1340. Comment 1340 1340 if you made it this far. But anyway,